Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So I think it's no secret that there's a lot of telemetry phoning home, so to speak, between Windows and the Microsoft servers. And in case you're unaware, Microsoft has been tracking and does track Windows PCs through a special key that I think most users of the operating system have never heard of. And the identifier, or this key, is called GDID, G-D-I-D, which is short for Global Device Identifier. Now, if you're asking the question, what is GDID all about? Basically, it's a persistent key or an identifier that's tied to a specific Windows installation. It's generated externally on Microsoft servers and then stored locally in the registry of the operating system. And every Windows installation gets assigned one, whether that's a physical PC or a virtual machine, which is interesting to know. Now, Microsoft's own description of the identifier is that it's and I'm quoting, a persistent device-level identifier designed to uniquely identify an installation of a Windows operating system on a device, quote unquote. And when Windows sets up a device against a Microsoft account, the Passport Identity Service contacts Microsoft servers and gets the identifier back in the response. It also survives Windows updates and stays consistent after most system changes, which is interesting. And if you reinstall Windows, it gets a new GDID. And the old identifier and everything Microsoft logged against it will stay on Microsoft's servers, which is interesting. Now, the identifier is embedded into a wide range of Windows features. These include things like Windows activation, Microsoft Store purchases, and app licensing, phone link, clipboard syncing between your devices, and that's just to mention a couple of examples. There are more. Now, obviously, if you are concerned about privacy and you're asking the question, so what can you do about this identifier on your PC? Basically, the short answer is there's not too much you can do, as there's no way to prevent your Windows from generating a GDID. Now, obviously, if we head into our settings, and this applies to Windows 10 and Windows 11, and we head over to privacy and security, you can turn down diagnostic, like I have turned everything off. You can turn down diagnostic data and activity history, which obviously will reduce how much extra information gets attached to the identifier going forward. But none of that actually removes the identifier Microsoft already has on file, which is important to note. Now, because it is stored locally in the registry, as I mentioned, there is a way that you can see your own GDID on your device. And it entails using this PowerShell command, which is a big mouthful, so I'm going to leave that in the description of the video. If you would be interested, you just copy this whole command and then you head over to PowerShell. If you don't know where PowerShell is, just do a search accordingly. You would run that as administrator and then you just paste that in. And then what you would do is you would hit enter. And then over here, it's going to give you your GDID. It'll start with a G, colon, and then a long number. That's your identifier unique to that operating system you are running of Windows. I'm not going to show you mine because obviously for privacy sakes, I don't want that getting out there. But basically that's what you do. Enter the command, hit enter, and you'll see your number G colon, and you'll see your string of numbers in PowerShell. So that's how you can identify your own running this command. And according to Microsoft's own documentation, GDID is for internal use by the company only. And according to this documentation, there's no evidence that it shares the identifier with third parties like advertisers. That's according to Microsoft. And I thought this was interesting and just wanted to put it out there. And this actually isn't a new identifier or feature in Windows 10 or Windows 11. It was added back in the Windows XP days. So it's been around since Windows XP. I just think it's coming more to the fore currently due to the news that's been circulating online regarding the feature. So let me know your thoughts about this down below. Would be interested to hear. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.